Before anything physical happens between you and him, there's one thing that sets the entire tone, not just for that moment, but for everything that follows. It's about the connection you build before he touches you, before he enters you, before you even take that next step. This is where most people get it wrong. They think intimacy is about friction, about movement, about technique. But those things fade fast if there's no emotional spark anchoring the experience. What makes someone remember you long after is not what you did with your body. It's how you made them feel right before it all happened. So what do you do in that crucial moment? You make him feel like he's not just stepping into a physical experience, he's stepping into something personal, something unique, something deeply emotional. This doesn't mean you need to break down walls or pour out your soul. It can be as simple as eye contact that lingers, a breath you share, a look that says, I see you. I choose you. That kind of connection changes everything. When he feels seen, not just desired physically, but chosen emotionally his heart starts to race differently. It's not just lust at that point, it's a sense of intimacy that catches him off guard in the best way. Men don't often admit this, but the truth is they crave moments where they can stop performing too. They want to feel like they're part of something deeper, where they're not just acting out a scene, but being invited into a shared world of trust, playfulness, and connection. When you create that emotional doorway right before sex, you're saying, this is not just about the act, it's about us, that one moment becomes the bridge between physical and emotional attraction. And it's what makes him stay in his head about you long after he's left your bed. People often underestimate how powerful vulnerability is in these moments. It's not about saying something heavy or dramatic. It's about allowing the moment to feel real. Maybe you place your hand on his face for a second longer than expected. Maybe you whisper something soft but honest. Maybe you just look at him with no words at all, but with a gaze that says, right now. You have all of me, not just my body, but my focus, my desire, and my presence. That is rare. And because it's rare, it becomes unforgettable. When he enters you after that, it won't just be about pleasure, it will be about meaning. His mind won't just be on the sensations, it will be on you. That's how you make a man tremble, not just in the moment, but in memory. When you give him emotional connection first, the physical experience becomes something he can't shake off, because it's not just happening to his body, it's happening to his heart. There's a moment right before intimacy that most people rush through, often without realizing they're missing the most powerful part. It's that exact second when the tension is at its peak, the anticipation is thick in the air, and everything is about to happen. This is where you have the chance to shift the entire experience from ordinary to unforgettable. And you do it by doing something most people are too afraid to do. You pause. You stop time just for a breath. That pause is not hesitation, it's confidence. It says, I'm in control of this moment. I'm not letting it happen to me, I'm choosing it. When you take control like this, you're not just creating sexual tension, you're creating emotional gravity. He's not just waiting to touch you. He's suspended in a moment where he's fully present, where the world shrinks down to just the two of you. This is rare. Most people move through intimacy like they're checking items off a list: kiss, touch, move, go. But when you stop everything right before the moment begins, you're telling him, this is not a race to the finish line. This is a moment we're going to live inside of together. That pause is electric. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff where every nerve in your body is alive because you're on the brink of something. And when you're the one who controls that brink, you become unforgettable to him. You're not just the person he's about to sleep with. You're the person who made him feel something deeper. In that pause, you can do 1,000 things without saying a word. You can look him in the eye and let him feel the weight of your attention. You can smile softly, letting him know you're in this because you want to be, not because you're swept up in the moment. You can even play with the anticipation, tracing his skin slowly, holding him close but not yet giving him everything. That slight delay makes the desire so much more intense because the mind starts to race with the possibilities of what's about to happen. When you create this kind of control, it's not about power games, it's about presence. It's about stepping into the moment fully, showing him that you're not just there for physical pleasure, but for an emotional imprint that will stay with him. People forget most of the physical details after a while, but they don't forget how someone made them feel. They don't forget that heart-thumping second when everything stood still right before the world exploded into something intimate. That pause also gives you both space to align, to breathe together, to realize, this is not just happening, it's happening for us because we're choosing it. In that tiny space of stillness, you're allowing the experience to become something sacred, not in a heavy way, but in a way that says, this is more than mechanics. This is connection. When you finally let the moment continue, everything that happens after that will feel different because it wasn't rushed, it was savored. And that makes it last. That's how you make a man tremble not just with his body, but with his mind, his heart, and his memory. Because he'll remember that second when you paused, took control, and made the moment matter more than any script or performance ever could. One of the most powerful things you can do right before intimacy is show him desire without crossing the line into neediness. It sounds subtle, but the difference is massive. Desire says, I want you because I choose you. Neediness says, I need you because I don't feel whole without you. And whether people admit it or not, this energy is felt immediately. It's in your tone of voice, your body language, your eyes. When you lead with desire, you become magnetic. When you lead with neediness, you become heavy. And in that crucial moment before he enters you, the energy you project will define how he experiences everything that follows. When a man feels like you want him, not because you're desperate to keep him, not because you're afraid he'll leave if you don't give him what he wants, but because you genuinely desire him in that moment, his entire body responds differently. His heart beats faster, but so does his mind. He's no longer thinking about just the physical. He's thinking about the fact that someone amazing is choosing him. That's where real chemistry begins. It's not about convincing him to stay. It's about creating a moment so real and alive that he doesn't want to leave. The truth is, most people are afraid of showing real desire because they're scared it makes them vulnerable. But the opposite is true. When you express desire from a place of strength where you know your worth, where you're not chasing validation, you become irresistible. You're not giving yourself away. You're offering a shared experience that you both want. That's a different kind of intimacy, and it's the one that stays in someone's mind for far longer than the act itself. So how do you do this? It starts with your mindset. You remind yourself that you are enough whether this moment happens or not. Your value isn't tied to whether he stays or leaves. You're already whole. From that place you can show up and say, with your eyes, your touch, or even your words, I want this because it excites me, because I'm curious, because I choose to be here, not because I'm trying to. Keep you, asterisk that distinction is what turns the physical into something unforgettable. You can even say it out loud, softly in his ear, right before the moment happens. Something simple like, asterisk, I want you right now. I don't need this, but I want it. Asterisk, that statement flips a switch in his brain. It lets him know you're there with him, fully present, but you're not giving him power over your self-worth. You're sharing something, not surrendering your value. This is what makes a man tremble, not just physically, but emotionally. Because deep down, every person wants to feel chosen, not obligated. He doesn't just want your body, he wants to know that your body and your mind are both saying yes at the same time. When you offer him desire from that place of confidence and wholeness, you're not just giving him a physical experience. You're giving him the rare and unforgettable feeling of being wanted for right reasons, and that's the feeling he'll carry with him long after the night is over. He'll remember that you weren't there because you were afraid to lose him. You were there because you wanted him, and that kind of honest desire lingers in the heart and mind much longer than any physical memory ever could. There's something people often forget in moments of intimacy. You don't need to perform to be unforgettable. In fact, the more you perform, the more disconnected the experience becomes. So many people get caught up in the idea of doing it asterisk right asterisk, sounding a certain way, moving a certain way, looking a certain way, that they stop actually being present in the moment. And the irony is, the harder you try to perform, the less connected the experience feels for both of you. What actually makes someone tremble, what makes them come back to that memory again and again, is when they feel like you're really asterisk, they're asterisk with them. Fully, not thinking about how you look, not rehearsing a mental checklist of sexy moves, but just asterisk being asterisk. Before he enters you, you have a choice. Do you want this to be a scene from a script you think he wants, or do you want it to be real? When you choose real, everything changes. Your breathing changes, your energy changes. Your eyes soften because you're not in performance mode anymore. You're in connection mode, and when he feels that shift, his body responds in a different way, his walls drop, his guard lowers. He stops worrying about impressing you too, because he senses this is a safe space to just be human. That's rare, that's powerful. People often underestimate how much intimacy is about energy, not action. When you're truly present, the smallest touch feels electric, the quietest whisper carries weight. You don't need to contort yourself into some version of what you think is sexy. You need to asterisk feel asterisk sexy in your own skin, in your own way, right there in the moment. And that starts by being honest with yourself about how you feel. If you're nervous, breathe through it. If you're excited, let it show. If you're vulnerable, let him see that too. Vulnerability is not weakness in intimacy. It's the gateway to connection. He's not going to remember whether you struck the perfect pose or said the perfect line. He's going to remember the way you made him asterisk feel. Asterisk, and the way you do that is by being so present, so tuned into the moment that he feels like there's no distance between you physically, emotionally, or energetically. That's the difference between sex that's just physical and sex that creates a lasting imprint. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do right before intimacy is to just take a breath, close your eyes for a moment, and then look at him again with all the walls down. No filter, no performance, just you, exactly as you are. When you do that, you're not just offering your body, you're offering your attention, your presence, your vulnerability. And that's what makes him tremble, because it's rare, because most people don't do it. They're too busy performing, too busy worrying, too busy trying to get it right. But when you stop performing and just be there fully breathing, feeling, connecting, He won't remember the mechanics. He'll remember the moment. He'll remember the look in your eyes, the softness of your breath, the way you made him feel like the rest of the world disappeared. And long after the night is over, long after the physical details fade, that memory will stay. That's what creates the kind of connection that leaves someone trembling, not just in the body, but in the heart, in the mind, and in every moment after. There's something almost magical about the moment right before intimacy that most people overlook. It's a window, a small but powerful opportunity to say the one thing that will echo in his mind long after the night is over. This isn't about finding the perfect, sexy phrase or memorizing a seductive script. It's about knowing him well enough to say exactly what will break through his defenses and touch something deeper. People crave to feel special, to feel chosen, to feel seen. And in that delicate moment before he enters you, when everything is heightened, you have the chance to make him feel exactly that. The key is to say something real, something that reminds him this isn't just about sex, it's about connection. It doesn't have to be heavy. In fact, it works better when it's simple but personal. Maybe it's a whisper in his ear, something like, I love how you make me feel safe. Or perhaps it's, I've never wanted someone the way I want you right now. These are not generic lines. They're emotional cues that tell him, you're not just anyone to me. You matter here. And when a man hears that in a moment of vulnerability, it sticks. His body may respond to the physical, but his mind and heart respond to words that hit something deeper. What you choose to say depends on the connection you've built with him. Think about what he values most, what makes him feel masculine, loved, or desired. Is he the protector type? Then tell him you feel safe in his arms. Is he the kind who worries about being enough? Tell him, you don't have to do anything right now to impress me. You already have. Is he someone who craves closeness, but is afraid of opening up? Then whisper, right now, I'm not going anywhere, I'm here with you. These are the kinds of words that don't just ignite physical desire, they create emotional imprinting. They anchor the moment in his memory. It's not about manipulation, it's about honesty. It's about letting the truth rise to the surface and expressing it without overthinking. Your words don't need to be polished, they need to be felt. The tone of your voice matters just as much as the content. When you say something in a soft, vulnerable tone, it hits harder than anything rehearsed. You could even say something playful if that's your dynamic, like you drive me crazy in the best way, or I love the way you look at me like that. The point is to make it personal, specific, and emotionally loaded in the right way. Most people glide right over this moment because they're too focused on what's about to happen physically. But the mind remembers the moments where the emotional and physical meet. When you give him a phrase that connects both, you create a memory loop in his brain. He'll replay that second over and over again. It won't just be about the touch, it'll be about the feeling, the way you said it, the way your breath sounded, the way you looked at him when the words left your mouth. That's the secret to making him tremble, not just in the moment, but every time he thinks back to it. Because the body forgets fast, but the heart remembers the moments when someone saw you, chose you, and said something you didn't even know you needed to hear. And when you give him that before he enters you, you're not just giving him your body, you're giving him something far more rare. You're giving him a memory he'll carry with him long after the lights go out. The truth about intimacy is that no matter how intense the physical experience is, what lingers is the emotional aftertaste. People often believe that the way to keep someone coming back is through how good they made them feel physically, but the real reason someone stays hooked is because of how you made them feel. Asterisk emotionally asterisk, that's the part that lasts. So right before the moment happens, and especially right after, think beyond the physical. Think about the impression you're leaving. If you want him to tremble for you, not just during the act, but for days, weeks, even years after, it has to go beyond the body. It has to sink into his mind, into his heart. Most people give everything in the physical moment, but forget that it's the emotional layer that creates the craving for more. When a man walks away from an experience thinking, asterisk, she made me feel something I can't get anywhere else, asterisk, that's when he can't stop thinking about you. That's when he lies awake at night, replaying the way you looked at him, the way you whispered something into his ear, the way he felt both desired and cared for in the same breath. It's not just about pleasure, it's about meaning, and meaning always outlasts mechanics. The way you do this is simple but powerful. After the connection starts, you keep your presence steady. You don't disappear into performance mode or into your own head. You stay with him emotionally as well as physically. You keep your eyes open when it counts. You let him see you. You breathe with him. You touch him not just with your hands, but with your energy, making him feel like this is something the two of you are asterisk sharing asterisk, not something that's just happening to him. That shared experience creates intimacy that feels rare because it asterisk is asterisk rare. And when it's over, don't just roll over and let the moment fade into silence like it never happened. That's where most people miss the chance to seal the emotional bond. You don't need a grand speech. Sometimes all it takes is a quiet moment where you hold him a little longer, or you trace your fingers along his arm, or you say something simple but real, like asterisk, I love being close to you like this. Asterisk, that sentence might sound small, but it echoes. It says, asterisk, this wasn't just sex. This was a moment that mattered. Asterisk, you want him to leave feeling emotionally full, not just physically satisfied. That's what makes someone crave you long term. Because while there are countless ways to satisfy someone physically, it's rare to find a person who makes you feel emotionally safe and wanted at the same time. That combination, that's what makes a man tremble when he thinks of you. That's what creates memories that last, long after the body forgets the details. And the best part, it's not about playing games or using manipulation. It's about bringing your whole self to the experience, your body, your mind, your heart. When you do that, he'll never see you as just another physical encounter. You become the person who touched something deeper in him, the one he replays in his mind when he's alone, wondering why no one else makes him feel the same way. That's not an accident, it's a choice you make in how you show up, how you connect, and how you leave him wanting more of asterisk you asterisk, not just more of the act.